Welcome to the Drooniverse!
And that's enough of that silliness. Let's get straight on to this silliness. Welcome one, and welcome all to the relevantly irreverent, officially unofficial, Elite Dangerous Twitch stream. How are you all? It's good to see you. It's Wednesday. It's time to nibble at the hand that feeds us and to analyze things and see what's going on, because new stuff is afoot, on its way. Cliches abound and stuff. So let's get on with it. But before we do that, we must do the thing that is the thing, because the thing is the thing that must be done. So who do we have? My goodness me, somebody new in first place. 1914. It's Mr. Latty ____. Good evening and welcome to you. Congratulations to being in first place. We have another person here. Unusually, MP Telby is in second place as well. Some unusual people pushing forward into the cadres of those sad enough to get here early enough. Be first place in the stream long before it actually starts. Top Shot is not Top Shot. He's not in top spot, but he's in third place. That'll do him this evening. So congratulations to those three for as sad that they are. So yes, well done with you. Who else we got? We got Pete _SB. He's here, all in capital letters, so he's being very enthusiastic. Just steady. We can't do all caps too early in the evening, right? It's far too much excitement. Blog Tot is here as well. D Pitman 42, good to see you. That is talking about my punctuality. Well, I do try. As Blackadder said. 10 minutes later, when I've got my breath back, I try again. Biff Boy81 is here as well. Good to see you. Right, Wintermute GB, finally, where have you been, man? You're way down the list of attendees, which is quite scary. But of course, he's there eventually. He's very reliable, as Wintermute GB. So congratulations on that. Orkney Shaw is here, tuning in from the far-flung Orkney Isles, not all that far to the northeast of me, but a reasonable way across the North Sea. It is the North Sea, isn't it? It's north anyway, so that's good news. Good to see you too. Well done, thank you very much indeed. Who else do we have here? Right, Ugly Spirit is here as well. Good to see you. Have a Boo Boo is here. It's customary 4 thumbs up, so excellent to see you. The Triplex personalities has brought at least one of his personalities along, which is nice. We'll see which one we get later on in the stream. The Harkonnens are here, ready to invade Arrakis as ever, poised with their invasion plans, but as ever on hold. Commander Terrakoff is here. Terrakoffing. Is that sort of a mixture of terror and coffee? I mean, is that Terrakoff? I don't know. It sounds like something. Maybe it should be Terra Coffee. A sort of mix of something very nice and something very bad. There we go, never mind. Ugly Spirit is here as well. Good to see you. The Funny Asteroid is here. Yay! It's never a good space game without a Funny Asteroid. Eridan Dundragon is Dundragoning for the day and is also here as well with us this evening. Good to see you. Commander Burn is here. Good to see you. Enigma-ish is still being Enigma-ish, which is excellent to see. Commander Rob Sabotage is here, sabotaging things as ever. Commander Cyber Derby is here as well. Good to see you. Bullet 05, the rundown Titan, has run down the Titans. And the Arakansas are here. Not the late to the game, I have to say. I wonder if the Harkonnens have got the advantage and maybe caused a bit of a distraction there, because the Arakansas are late in, but fighting off the invasion of the Harkonnens as ever they do. Leslie Graham is here as well. Good to see you. Commander Maitreya is here as well. Good to see you as well. Fantastic. The Gnordavarg, Gronda, is here too. Nice to see you. Who else do we have? Commander Tragic Blue 21. One of these we're going to cheer him up. I think he'll be Commander Optimistic Blue 22 or something like that. We'll see how it goes. The Moog. Bullet 05, the Moog of moodiness. Moog synthesizers. Who remembers it? I think that's a subject for a waffle. Let's see how it goes. Right, John Emery's here as well. 07 from a hot and humid London. Something I'm suffering from up here at the moment, I have to say. What's happened to Solstice Project? He's usually doing at this stage of the evening, so we missed him. So if anybody knows where he is, give him a prod. Ask him where he is. Ozrelli's here as well. Good to see you. Leslie Graham's here. I think I mentioned who, but anyway, welcome to you again if I haven't. Commander Dave, it's quite hard for remember all these names after like a few minutes. Commander Dave Timman is here as well. 072 Command Andy P783, which of course does rhyme. We know that. Them damn bagpipes. I feel accused. Dear. Never mind. Right, who else do we have? Felix Lester is here as well. Good to see you. Safety Boy 99 with a double intro. Well, we aim to please. We very rarely hit the target, but we do aim. Monimus, man, just hearing the music just wants me to start ED. Well, I mean, technically, this music's got nothing to do with ED at all. But there we go. It is sort of Elite inspired, isn't it? It's a Frontier Elite 2, of course. The theme tune from the 1993 version of Elite. Good to see you. Winter Mute GB is muted because presumably the bagpipes. Commander Dave Timmerman wants to know how many bits is the golf in now? A lot of bits. Yes, there'll be another video on that shortly. I think the next video is going to be on the TT though, because I've got to do a service on it, which won't be a super exciting video, but it's all content. It's all content. I've got to do each car, give each car its own little place in the spotlight. So look out for that fairly soon. We must have masochistic tendencies to keep coming back. I tend to agree, actually. Dear. Who else we got? Have I got Amiga Bart is here? Good to see you. Thank you very much indeed. Have I missed anybody else, or is everybody just chatting? Crispy77, hello, good to see you. Thank you very much for that. I think I'm down the bottom too. Walking Sean says nothing to do with an Audi is exciting. Ah, that's a bit mean. The TT is a quite interesting car. Come on, be fair. Be fair. The A4, perhaps not. I mean, it's probably the definition of dull. It is the perfect dad wagon, actually, my A4. But there we go. Golf is how you spoil a long walk, says Mark Twain. Did I miss Ugly Spirit? No. Oh, I'm sorry. Ugly Spirit. Apologies for missing out. It won't be a supercharger, but supercharger episode is coming. Unfortunately the MX-5 is at the back of the garage now, and it will be squashed in behind other stuff. So we'll get to it. We'll get to it. There will be superchargers and de-throttling, I'm sure, going on at some point. We'll see where we're going. But anyway, it's time to waffle. Let's do some waffle, because I've heard the word Moog and I'm excited by it. Right, here we go. Right, he's lost it. Lost it a long time ago. Is it Moog, not Moog? I say Moog. My dad said Moog, so is he wrong as well? Is it Moog? Is it name? Okay, so I'm assuming here we're talking about the same thing. So let's lay some ground rules on this conversation, because it's a synthesizer, right? Is it Moog or is it Moog? It is Moog. Okay, so who is it? Is it named after somebody? A Moog synthesizer. Why is everything pronounced badly in this world? Aegis should be Aegis. Moog should be Moog. It's Morg. Sorry, Morg. This reminds me of Lord of the Rings, where everything is subtly pronounced in a way that's not immediately obvious for the text. Oh, I've mentioned you 3 times now. Okay, so people are just going to be prompting me all the through. You haven't mentioned Ugly Spirit. Say his name again, quick. Well, Commander Timman says it's pronounced Moog, similar to Media Mogul. So I've got Moog, Morg, and I said Moog. So which one is it? Oh dear. Anyway, as far as I'm aware, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, and I frequently am, and you guys frequently do. So yeah. I think Morg. It's Morg, is it? A Moog synthesizer, which is a I think I'm right in saying it's an analog synthesizer, i.e. it's not digital. Okay, everyone understand that? Moog is a Moog synthesizer is a modular synthesizer invented by the American engineer Robert Moog in 1964. Okay, there we go. Bob, as he was presumably known to his mates. So it's an analog synth. So you change the tone of the music by twiddling knobs and capacitors and resistors and things, and you get some it's actually just pronounced Bob. It's short for Kate. Kate Moog. The Bob synthesizer. Keep going on today. Yeah, just fiddle odds and fiddle with things. It's spelt Moog, but it's pronounced throat wobbler mangrove. Okay. So anyway, it's a type of synthesizer, which I must admit, somewhere I've got an LP of it in my record collection, sort of Moog synthesizer. I think it caused a bit of a stir when it first came out because I vaguely remember my dad telling me a story about the Moog synthesizer where they used it to perform some classical music, and a bunch of proper musicians, you know, ones who played proper instruments, got rather upset about this electronic thing being present. They got rather snooty about it. I'm not sure how true that was, but oh, maybe this is it. There we go. Yes, this sounds like about right. So, Wintermute, I think you're right on the money. The Moog synthesizer was brought to the mainstream by Switched On Bach, 1968. And that sounds like the sort of thing my dad would have been into. A best-selling album of Bach compositions arranged for Moog synthesizer by Wendy Carlos. Well, there we go. Oh, yes, it's Popcorn now. Who knows Popcorn? That's the piece of music that goes do 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 do. I mean, it's maddening. It's one of those. It's like an early ringtone. And I think either it's the Moog synthesizer or it's the Popcorn tune that really got kind of proper musicians really quite riled up about the way things were going. So it's one of those. It sounds like the late '60s is about the right sort of era for that, because my dad would have been into LPs and music and stuff around about this before I was born. So yeah, so Popcorn is kind of, I think, Crazy Frog for the '60s. That feels about the right sort of vibe. You know, people who were around before it basically think it's entirely wrong. Everybody who's come after it's like, yeah, that's cool. That was the thing that happened. You know, so as far as I'm concerned, Crazy Frog is an abomination and should be burnt. But anybody who got my kids probably think, yay, Crazy Frog. But popcorn is good. So yeah, so sorry, Deep Pitman, I'm going to hum it again. So it's basically it's like it's a sort of arpeggio piece. It's that's basically it, and it just keeps going round and round and round. And it changes chord. It goes up to, I think it starts on a C and then it goes up onto an F and then a G and then back down to a C. That's basically it. So if you haven't heard Popcorn, one of the really early pieces of electronic music, then it's worth. Well, it might be. It's probably worth checking out. Okay, because it is one of those. It's possibly one of those sort of watershed pieces of music where there's a time before it where there was no electronic music. It can't be the first piece of electronic music, but it's probably the first piece of electronic music. It's the MIDI keyboard. Not ready for this. Well, well, hang on a minute. I can plug in my Korg. Road Ninja 21 says, "Hey Drago, I just heard what you said, and they are very honoured. They are all right. They will be returning next Wednesday. Brilliant stuff. Yes, I've got a few people I need to sync up with, so that's kind of good. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Road Ninja 12. And thank you for the first time chat. Much appreciated. Right, hang on a minute. I'm going to because you can't see this because it's over there, which is kind of off screen, but my keyboard is here. Will it magically appear out of the darkness if I run? It's sort of like, yeah, it's there. Look, you can see my magical keyboard. Now, the problem is, I don't think I'm going to have to try the other one. I can't use my Korg because it doesn't have its own speakers. I'm going to have to switch on my Yamaha keyboard, which is just about in range. You'll be pleased to know. It's even working. Can you hear that? Hopefully you can. I'm just gonna play the bars. Need something electronic first. What should we go for? You're asking me. You're putting me on the spot now. You rotters. Synth. That's a bit noisy. That sounds more like it. So something like this. So now you know. Did it not come through? Oh, I don't know. Well, I'll try that again. You can go and dig it up online. It should have come through on the mic. It should have come through on the mic. Don't. It just your mic is very good for not picking this up at all. Ah, that's a shame. Oh well. It didn't work. I suppose I could. Can I move the mic? See, the mic won't move because it's kind of plumbed into the desk. Went sort of waffling off into a cyberspace black hole. I had one note it was like this actually. Well, apologies. Hang on a minute. I can do something better because it must be online. It must be online. Hang on. Okay, it'll get me a copyright ban. There's a popcorn. I don't want the popcorn remix. I want the original. So this is the problem. This is the problem now. I wonder if that's it. No, that's not it. When was it? When did it come out? 1969. It's all I can find online is remixes of it. There you go. That's just somebody playing their bass on top of it, but and then there's the music to mute the full LP. Why can't I find an original version of it? Oh well. Oh, you found it? Okay, hang on, you found it. You found a copy of it. Well done, Unofficial. On the original. Popcorn original song. There we go, this is it. Where's my media file going? Completely nutty. Let's just turn it. Hang on a minute. Where can I get? I hate computers. How do I add a? I'm gonna have to add a source, I think. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This. It will be worth it. How do I get? All right. Audio input capture. Audio capture desktop audio. That's what I want. There we go. Just add the game sound into there for a moment. Right. Is that on? Look, it's on. There we go. This should be it. What's even got LP scratch? Nice. So this is the first electronic hit single. I think that's what I'm right saying that. And it's insanely maddening. It is somehow incredibly worth listening to. Anyway, that's enough of that because that is definitely waffle. Anyway, so yeah, you've had your popcorn tonight, so that's good. Ah dear, right, let's just remove that. It is definitely popping. It is definitely popping. Anyway, so the Moog, as we've discovered, synthesizer was instrumental in changing electronic music and bringing it to the mainstream, I fear. So, and yeah, paving the way for such greats as Jean-Michel Jarre and Vangelis and all that crowd. So it's but yeah, if you listen, it's worth digging out the original popcorn and having a listening to it. It would make the perfect ringtone. Actually, I might sample it for myself because why not? Anyway, we've got stuff to talk about tonight, so it's that was a bit of quality waffling, totally off topic as you would expect. But it's time to talk about the Panther Clipper, isn't it? Now I have queued up the Frontier Unlocked live stream because I didn't get a chance to watch it when it was coming out because I was cooking dinners. So I thought I do because we haven't got anything particular to do in Elite Dangerous at the moment because we searched through Galnet and found nothing as per usual. Let's do a reacts to Frontier Unlocked, the last bit. I'm not going to subject you to a whole bunch of dinosaurs, but let's see what's in there and let's go have a poke because I haven't seen it, so I'm quite interested to see what was said. So over to Frontier. Here we go. Let's press the right button. It must be this one. And that's looking at the wrong screen. Why is it doing that? Because I've got two tabs open. I wanted to look at that one. There we go. So anyway, so who are these guys? I didn't recognise either of them. These are the two that are talking about dinosaurs. Blog Top wants to watch the whole hour of non-elite stuff first. Okay, well, feel free, my friend. So the Frontier Unlocked was awesome. This is high praise indeed from Wintermute GB. He's normally quite cynical about such things. So but there we go. First time chat from Gubrick Gaming as well. Fantastic. Thank you very much for popping in. I was on the show then. The Gazak is here as well, so it's a good stream. Actually, well, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, but who are these two? Because this is this because obviously Arthur's now left, hasn't he? I don't know if he's left Frontier, or he's just left the street, but he's left good. It felt a bit odd without Arthur. Yeah, we kind of, I suppose, got used to him over the years, haven't we? So I don't recognise either of these two. Are they new? It's Son of Arthur. I was Wintermute GB. It was a vast improvement without Arthur. So was Wintermute GB being sarcastic? Surely not. They're just random tourists. Okay, so anyway, let's crack on and see what's being spoken about. Assuming this works, has the sound going to be okay?
Left them hanging long enough.
Yes.
Elite players, commanders, it's your turn. So 2 unlocked to go, which is an official unit of measurement here at Frontier. We revealed the Panther Clipper Mark II. And this month, we're going to give you all of the juicy details. And for this, I'm going to hand over to Zach, who sat down with Chris and Curtis earlier this week.
Hello.
Oh, so this is pre-recorded and then broadcast. Okay. Was it that wasn't Holly, was it? Was that Holly? Was that Holly? No, Holly was, dare I say, a bit older. I mean, not in a bad way. I think I don't know. Is it Sam? Is Sam the guy or Sam the girl? I don't know. I don't recognise either of them. Two people just dragged it off the street. Holly saw the light and left the sinking ship last year. Did she? Is she gone? There's she's called Jenny. Wouldn't that be good? Alas, I don't actually. Oh, Sam. Okay, so Sam is the lady on the right whose favourite word is awesome. Well, she is young. I mean, all young people say awesome too much. I mean, we said wicked too much in my generation. I don't know if Wintermute GB or quite the same generation as me, but we said a lot of wicked, as I recall, which is probably very, very excessive as well. Awesome and exciting, and not every other word. Speak for yourself, my friend. Right. Okay, so
Right,
this
Zach
was
here,
recorded
brand
earlier.
manager
Oh,
on
it's,
Elite Dangerous.
Okay, so it's Zach. So is Zach the point man now for is Zach the new point man for Elite? It's a bit Eurovision. It's mega. Things are mega. Oh, Zach is brand manager. Okay, whatever that means.
Chris here at Frontier, and I'm joined by two special dev guests today to talk about everyone's favourite space game, Elite Dangerous. So, would you like to introduce yourself? Start with Curtis.
Hi, I'm Curtis. I'm one of the designers on the game.
He's a designer.
I'm Chris, and I'm
Chris.
the art director on the game.
Lovely. So I think everybody knows what we're here to talk about today. We said at the end of the last show that we would talk about the Panther Clipper Mark II, which is what we're here to talk about. Chris very kindly, I believe 2 months ago now.
2 whole months since PitCon, and we revealed that the Panther was coming.
Yeah, very, very nicely with the teaser image that you kindly put together at PitCon. And then, yes, we went into Unlocked, where you talked about the concepts and the sort of design ethos, I guess, like what you were thinking for the initial concept of the ship.
Very much so, and so those concept images, obviously we had those complete at the time, and we've spent the last 2 months actually trying to get that into game and for.
I love the way Ugly Spirit in Ash Dinosaur just said that it won't work. It's the wrong chat, dude. Good try though. Good try.
Phil on those concept images, and I think we've done a pretty good job of it, as you'll see later.
Yes, I mean, this is one of the, if not the largest ship we've ever put into Elite Dangerous, at least from a player control point of view, right? And so
okay, so it's the largest. It's the largest player controlled ship. I think that's fair. It's not the largest ship, is it? Because the Imperial Gutenmeyer, is it a warship cruiser thing, and the Federation, whatever the Federation one is, the Farragut battlecruiser, those are way bigger, right? But they're not playable ships. And I suppose the fleet carrier is bigger as well, isn't it? Because that's player controlled in a fashion. Yeah. So yeah, an inaccurate statement. We'll let them off because we know what it means. It's a player flyable, as in you've got a joystick control over it.
that does actually translate to the work and effort that it is needed from your team.
Definitely, it's certainly a challenging ship to implement and to make good on all those things that we wanted to sell. The scale and the size of this ship, and we'll talk about some of that as we go through and see some of the images.
So that's actually quite interesting, because I wonder partly you wonder why it's taken so long to make the Panther Clipper. Is it because it actually was technically quite tricky to do? I mean, I know you've got, being a bigger ship, it's going to have a lot more graphics and stuff associated with it, right? So it's got more panels and more moving parts and just more surface area. Particularly if you get close to it, you've still got to have the fidelity of the graphics, haven't you? So, and I don't know a great deal about 3D game development, but I know that you've got the level of detail stepping. So you've got to make the ship look good at a distance, and you've got to make it look good close up. And for bigger things, that must be quite tricky. I don't know. I mean, but like you say, fleet carriers work. Maybe there's complexity in making the model fly, as it were. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll find out.
Sweet. All right. Well, talking of images, I think without further ado, while we go through our sort of discussion points for you guys,
to the chase.
Let's show
good for
the
Zach.
Panther Clipper Mark II in the game for the very first time. So enjoy this chat as we go through. So I think to kick off, to bring everyone back up to speed, Curtis, what sort of ship is the Panther Clipper Mark II? For someone that's never maybe tuning in for the very first time to an Elite stream, maybe they've just picked up the game. What is the Panther Clipper Mark II?
Big trader.
It's a big trader, yes. It's exactly that.
Some might say the biggest trader.
The biggest trader?
And they would be correct.
Okay, well, we'll dive into the exact details of why that is the case later on. But Chris, I think it's fair to say this thing is going to be pretty good for those players that want to get from A to B.
I think definitely if you have some goods that you want to move around the galaxy at speed, this is the ship for you. So perfect if you...
Hang on, that's interesting. Move around the galaxy at speed. Implying it's actually got a good jump range or something? Because I wouldn't expect this to have a big jump range. I'd expect it to be as slow as molasses. But if you want something big move, this is the boy. So I'm quite surprised you said that.
You are looking to supply goods to build a new station for colonization, for instance, and loads of other things where you've got to shift tonnage from one point in space to
So yeah, it's tonnage. It's okay. This is all about bulk, right? Surely. They didn't mention jump range. Okay.
To another.
So I think, Curtis, knowing, when we released Colonization, we saw all those cries for, we really want to trade all these materials. How hard was it knowing behind the scenes that you were working on this the whole time? You just wanted to tell everybody this is what it was.
It was so hard seeing all of the posts that were like, oh, if I just had a couple of hundred more tons of haulage, I'd be good, and just being like, can't say anything, can't say anything.
It's a
Well,
big
we're
beast,
nearly
isn't
there.
it? It is a big
We are
beast.
nearly there, yes.
So, okay, on trading then, how does the Panther Clipper Mark II compare to the other traders in the game right now?
So roughly speaking, it's got about 50% more capacity than our biggest traders.
50% more capacity. So what's the biggest trade? Is it the Type 9 or is it the? Oh, somebody's already worked it out. What, 1,328 tons worth. Looks like a fish, moves like a fish, steers like a cow. Actually, to be honest, it looks like a cow. Probably steers like a cow. And moves like a cow. It's the cutter, is it? The cutter's the next biggest one. So it's 50% up on the cutter. Okay.
So quite the improvement compared to what players are used to. It's got a similar jump range when fully laden to those traders as well. So even though it's hauling
so
a
you're not
lot
missing
more,
out.
it's keeping up with the speed that you'd expect from like a Type 9 or something.
Yeah.
And it's also, compared to our dedicated traders, got a little bit more bite to it. You're carrying a lot of goods, so we wanted to make sure that like you had something there to defend yourself with.
Interesting.
Okay, so it's
We'll
got some
touch on
decent
that
hard
a
points
bit
as
later
well.
on.
I'm sure we will.
Nice.
And Chris, what do you think from a visual point of view? What was the process when you had to set this ship aside, I guess, from some of the other traders in the game?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of large trading ships, and in the game they have been for a while. And I think one of the things that they all share, which we have also implemented with the Panther, is
Let's just see how it fits through that mouse
form
slot.
follows function. So
Are you going to show that?
they are large, they are bulky.
No,
they
from the
don't
outside.
waste
The
space.
outside, come on.
And so that tends to have
Yeah.
the consequence
How
that they
big is
have a slightly boxy appearance. So
Whoa. Okay, so it does fit. It's in shape. What's the shape of the Panther Clipper Mark II? It's sort of the same shape as a docking slot. Pretty much. They could make it much bigger, could they? That is literally probably the biggest ship we're ever going to see. I just got it wrong because only 1.8 and 1.7 can have 50% more cargo. Advanced docking computer is then tighter than the Abalea Leotard. So Obsidian Ant reckons it's 1,258 tons. Okay, so there's some variations between 1,200 to sort of 1,400. So that's interesting.
some of our other ships,
He's very whoever's piloting that is pretty darn confident, isn't
so
he?
we're
Look,
boxy and also quite angular.
He's gone through at half
and
decent
quite
speed.
brutalist, and that was by intention. So with this one of the bits of thinking that we had was similar to the Mandalay, where we took an explorer ship, but we wanted to go for something that had a few more curves in there and a slightly more appealing look. Same lens really was used on the Panther, so that's why we went for Zorg and Peterson as a manufacturer.
Yeah.
Okay,
So we could
gone
have
with Zorg and
a few
Peterson,
more
yeah.
elegant lines and bits of design in there, while still maintaining that big bulky look.
Yeah.
It's just that little bit more refined in its.
The body of it reminds me of Big Track. Those of you around in the 80s will know what I mean. I kind of expected to go doot, 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 doot. It's a ship that looks almost big enough to kind of take on a space station, doesn't it? Yay, Big Track. Thunderbird 2, keyboard on is that a keyboard on the back there? Just needs a little blue laser on the front. I'm quite interested to know what it can do hardpoint wise.
Detailing, and we think it's unique for that reason.
Yeah, and I think everyone watching right now, seeing the footage, will quite clearly be able to see that silhouette of the original Panther Clipper, right? But with, like you said, those enhancements that we've seen across all of the.
From that top angle, it really does look like it's inspired by the original Panther Clipper, which is nice. I'm glad they've got a nod to the original ship. The Thundercat main vehicle, yeah. Little claws at the front. That's right. So the rear nacelles are a little bit higher than the front ones in order to the thrust from the front engines doesn't fry the intakes of the back engine. We talked about air intakes on spaceships before, didn't we? So yeah, at least they've got an
new
offset
ships we've
design
added to
there.
the
That
game,
makes
right?
sense.
But this one in particular, you can really see that the callback to the original.
I
as well.
think hopefully it will map onto that and remind people who
Excellent.
remember
Shot on
that
the
ship,
bridge.
whilst also providing a unique and exciting new ship for those who maybe haven't played.
Okay, so it's a massive, massive bridge. Don't you just? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to walk around that though? What do you need? Never mind. Damn it, says Cyber Army, I now have that blasted theme in my head. What? The one that goes, thunder, thunder, thunder cats, hoo! Thunder cats are on the loose, thunder cats are loose. Feel the magic, feel the roar, thunder cats are loose. Thunder, 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 thunder cats, diddle-doo. Sorry. Excellent. Right, keep going.
Play the older games.
Keep talking, guys.
100%. All right then. So, what is Curtis? What would you say the USP of the ship is? I think with a lot of these new
Can
ships
hold
we're adding,
a
we
lot
like
of
to
stuff.
try and we have a USP for each of them. What would you really say? You're speaking directly to the players right now. What is that USP of the ship?
So there is the obvious one. It's got loads more cargo
Absolutely.
capacity. But our best traders always have the most cargo. So I'd say that probably with the Panther, the thing I like most about it anyway is I don't have to sacrifice on some of the sort of like more comfort modules that I'd like to take when trading.
Okay.
If I'm trading at the moment, I might go around in a stripped down Type 9 that has no
Can't go the
shields
undercarriage,
and no
right.
booster and nothing, and sort of get as much cargo as I can out of it. Whereas in the Panther, if I want 1,000 tons of cargo and still want a shield and a couple of other modules, I can do it.
Okay. I mean,
that makes sense.
that makes it a pretty exciting prospect just by itself, right? Chris, I mean, from a visual point of view, is there anything on the ship itself? I mean, you guys are probably seeing it on the videos right now.
Yeah, it's that's quite nice. It's not as big as I thought it would be because it looks massive. I mean, compared to the other ships, it's got to have. I mean, if you compare that to the, I don't know, Imperial Cutter, which you've just told me is the next one down. This has only got 50% more cargo space. I mean, it must have vastly more interior space given the size it is, because it's got to be the same sort of length as the Cutter, but it's wider all the way down its hull, so it's smaller on the inside. It's a reverse TARDIS. Anyway, they haven't talked about any of the specs yet. So from the numbers you've been sticking in the chat, I'm a bit surprised it's not got more stuff. It's a Sidrat. Very good.
You think sets it apart as in a sort of USP? Is it those thrusters on the side maybe, or something
There's
else?
a couple of things. Yeah, we always try to give each ship something unique, and in this case, it's definitely the rotating and pivoting engine pods, the 4 pods.
Yes, we like spinning
that
nacelles.
also
Spinning
in this,
nacelles are good.
Ship's case serve as the ship's landing gear as well when it's come to rest.
Totally
And that
practical,
was a
but good.
callback, as we discussed last time, to the way the original ship worked in the original Elite, and so we wanted to preserve that. And the team have done a really nice job of it.
Steady on, my friend. Steady on. It's not the original Elite. Oh, fact check. It's the original Frontier. It's the second Elite, as we all know on this stream. So, the Panther Clipper never appeared in the original Elite whatsoever. So, fact check, law correction there by Mr. Drew Wagar. I'm going to have to add that to my list of things to speak to Mr. Brown about. I thought about Drew when I heard them say original Elite during the live stream. Please get your facts right, Frontier. Come on.
Of engineering that animation so that it feels nice and chunky and heavy on the side of the ship. And so, yeah, I think that's probably one of the most unique things. And then in terms of challenges, in terms of making this ship unique from a construction point of view, I think we hadn't quite realised until we got it in game that you, foolishly on our part, would be walking under this thing,
Yes.
on top of this thing.
Oh, I quite like that shot angle of it because that does give it a panthery sort of look, doesn't it? I mean, unfortunately, it does look a bit like a frog from certain angles, I think. But that angle actually does look quite cat-like, doesn't it? I quite like that. They've done a good job from certain angles. That does look like a cat about to pounce, so I quite like that. In some ways, it'd be nicer if its rear haunches were a little bit bigger, because it almost looks like the rear haunches are a bit too undersized. So it would be the other way around, I think, if I'd done it. But that's quite nice. I can see what they've tried to do there. You tell them, Drew, says Ugly Spirit. Absolutely, typical kids and the younger generation. I know, it's outrageous, isn't it? Fact check from the #1 Elite 2 streamer on Twitch. Then, well, exactly right. I mean, I've got the email from Twitter to prove it. There. It looks like a huge hippo, says Kubrick Gaming. Well, yeah, it's.
And that's a lot of.
It does have a hipponess about. Actually, you're right. You're right. It does have a hipponess about the nose, doesn't it? Look at the front in isolation there. It's definitely got a hipponess about it. Yeah, you're quite right. I agree. Not a Fredo.
All of those angles. So we actually ended up taking the concepts, and we were finding there were places where we needed to add a little bit more detail on top of that, and doing that in a targeted way so that it didn't feel too cluttered, and it worked from a distance, and it also worked close up.
Well, there we go. See, wise decision making.
Yeah, so I mean, chat, when you eventually get your hands on the Panther Club M2, make sure you get out and look around underneath, because Chris and the team spent a lot of time making sure that
find the one spot we forgot to detail.
Yeah, put that in the issue tracker, and then we'll have a look. All right then, so let's move on to the stuff.
What the hell is a Fredo, says Hawkedy Sean? Come on, Hawkedy Sean. Fredos have been around for quite some time. Normally we'd ask Mad Monks off, but I'm not sure he's here tonight, how long Fredos have actually been around. But somebody will know. Basically it's a small chocolate bar, which I believe is sort of now used as an unofficial measure of inflation, because I think when Fredos first came out, they were 5p. Someone will again correct me if I'm wrong, or maybe 10p, and that, obviously they're not anymore. And so you could sort of tell how well or how badly the UK is doing based on how much a Fredo costs. And they were 5p. How much are they today? I was going to say, Commander Dave Timmons exactly on the nose there. That's how he judged the state of the UK economy. And they were visible. Now they've got smaller and they've got more expensive. They're 30p now, are they? Blimey. Or 35p. Okay, 2 shillings. 2 shillings. Brigadier says, I'm pretty old, and even I don't remember them. Happy Sacks, Happy Place, 10p chocolate. Oh my God, that's taking me back. Give away. But yeah, I mean, 10p in my youth used to go a fair way when you were talking about sweets. I remember I had 10p in the 70s. I had 10p a week pocket money. And that doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, it wasn't a huge amount, but 10p, at least back then, got you a packet of Polos, which I think were 5p as well, and a bunch of quarter or halfpenny chews. So you could do reasonably well out of a 10p piece back then. But who remembers Mojos then? Mojos were halfpenny. I kid you not, halfpenny sweets. You could, and in the 70s there were halfpenny coins for a while. T-Bags had to Google Fredos. Officially 35p, says Winnie Beach, but 30p from Tesco's. Is that sort of bulk purchase? Penny chews. No, Hawkedy Sean, half penny chews. Half penny chews. Mojos. I'm going to show you a picture of a Mojo. These I guess they've gone now. Does the internet even? No, there we go. Look, they're there. Mojos. There we go. Or as I like to call them, odgems, because it's if you turn them upside down, of course, they were odgems. But they were in fact Mojos. See, back in the day, you could get a Mojo for half a pence. Okay, Commander Terrasov is now confirming that a half-pence wasn't phased out until 1984. There we are. Blackjacks and fruit salads, that was the other one. And the curly whirly. Who remembers the king of all chewy bars, which of course was the Texan bar. Oh, the Texan bar. I've got to look that one up as well. that's disappeared. What happened to the Texan bar? Okay, this one. Who remembers these? These were great. The adverts for them were really cool as well. Man's got a chew. That's right. They were all accompanied by this sort of weird Western advert. No teeth left next to Texan bars. Anyway, sorry, this is a total distraction. How did we get onto sweets? From a Panther Clipper Mark II. How old are you, really? You know how old I am. I'm in my 50s. At least the milk bars are on me. Ah, dear, good stuff. Nobody knows, but everybody's hungry now. Just because the Frontier Unlocked is so riveting. 55 next month. Not quite. There's the month after that, but yes. Wow. Marathons, yeah, they were better than stickers. And what happened to Opal Fruits? I mean, what they get replaced by? Opal Fruits were Starburst, wasn't it? But then the flavors aren't the same. That's the problem. The flavors aren't the same. Anyway, back to Frontier Unlocked. Sorry about the diversion there into the past of Chewy Confectionery. Made to make your mouth water. I love the way. I love the way I can still remember the catchphrases like 40 years down the road. First time chat from Terror Incarnate, and you really did have to grin to get a wagon wheel back. Wagon wheels. True is the Milky Bar kid. Milky Bar, they're on me. And I can remember them all. Yeah, made to milk your mouth water. That's right. That was Opal Fruits. A Mars bar a day, of course, helps you work, rest, and play. Milky Ways were the treats you could eat between meals without ruining your appetite. Fun size was disappointingly small. A figure of fudge was just enough. It was. The red car and the blue car had a race. Oh dear. A Mars bar a day helps your teeth. Oh dear, you totally derailed the stream. It's off the rails. It's down the canyon. Ah dear. Marathon, wasn't it? What was marathons? A peanut in every bite or something, wasn't it? What was marathon? I can't remember marathons. What else was there? There were Fox's Glacier Mints with the polar bear and the fox. Who remembers that one? Number 1, 1970s confectionery on Thatcher Street. Topic was a nut in every Pacers, yes. A Topic was a hazelnut in every bite. That's right. And then there was you can't beat the Yorkie yet. That was the truck driver, was it? It was always a truck driver eating a Yorkie. Roses grow on you. Then there was that piece of classical music for Cadbury's Fruit and Nut. That one. The Lady Loves Milk Tray, of course. I always thought that was such a fantastic job. Just wandering around the world, breaking into new bar ladies' rooms, leaving them a box of chocolate and the window open. Everyone's a fruit and nut cave. That's the one. Trio. I want to trio. I want one now. Brilliant. This is what getting old is all about. It's amazing the crap you remember, isn't it? Mungo. Oh yes, way down deep in the middle of the Congo, hippo took an apricot, a guava, and a mango. Oh, they were great. Oh, and what about what's the other one with the if you want a lot of chocolate on your biscuit, join our club. Stop this. It's illy. It is indeed silly, in fact. Ah, dear. Well, we do need to stop this because it's getting very, very sidetracked. I'm not sure we'll get through the whole of the Frontier Unlocked. Pick up a penguin! Oh, they were so good, those adverts, weren't they? Or were they just rubbish and we just remember them? Right. Back to Frontier. Sorry, I'm not sure how well the entertainment value of Frontier Unlocked is going to compare to that, but anyway, here we go. Back to the
Some of our
spaceships.
players really like to know about Curtis. I know you have dreams or nightmares about these moments where we talk about hard points and things like
hard
that.
points.
So
Guns.
let's
Statistics, here we go.
here we go. Let's start with the hard points, Curtis. How many does the ship have?
So it does have 10,
Okay.
which, if I remember,
10 hard points. Okay, well, that's quite nice. But of course, only the big ones really count. So, let's see how it goes. What's it got?
correctly, is the most of any ship in the game.
Okay.
Okay, that's the most.
And as for the configuration, you've got 4 small, 4
4
medium,
small.
and 2 large.
4 small, 2 medium. No. What did you say? Four small.
Which, if I'm remembering correctly, is the most of any ship in the game.
Okay.
4 small.
And as for the configuration, you've got 4 small,
Yep.
4 medium, and 2
4
large.
medium. Okay, 2 large. Okay, it's not big. 4, 4, and 4. So presumably quite good for a defensive ship. I mean, if those were all turreted with beam lasers, that'd be great fun. It'd be like a mini Death Star. But presumably you're going to kind of put some on mining, some on defense, and
Right.
So a fair amount of firepower. You know, you're not matching a Corvette
Okay.
or an Anaconda, but you know the Type 9 is sort of kind of blown out the water a bit by that.
Okay. And is,
10 hard
Sorry,
points.
go
Yeah.
No, please.
is there anything you envision a player to put on those hard points in particular, or is it quite open to interpretation?
Well, you can put whatever you want on it. I might stay away from fixed weapons
Mhm.
because it is a big ship, so
Yep.
it does have quite the wide turning circle.
Okay, so it's not very maneuverable. Surprise, surprise. That seems fair. Fixed railguns. Have you ever hit anything in this ship? Never.
Yeah,
So
makes
I imagine most players put turrets on, but you could fit it with pretty much whatever you want, and
Okay.
it'll do some damage.
Yeah. Chris, how was it finding the spots for those hard points on this one? Was it easy? Was it hard?
Surprisingly,
It's a lot of space.
A little bit easier on this one,
Yeah.
partly due to those factors. The fact that it's encouraged to use turrets, for instance, helps it a little bit. But definitely, we wanted to make sure that there were centerline weapons as well.
Of course, as I pointed out on Twitter a little while back, if it doesn't have a turret-mounted weapon on top that can shoot the actual ship, it's not staying true to the lore, is it? So, because for those of you who know, the original Panther Clipper in Frontier Elite 2 had a small design flaw, in the sense that you could put a turret-mounted weapon on the roof. But its firing arc was such that it could actually point at the ship and shoot itself, which was endlessly amusing if you had a large plasma accelerator, because you could actually one-shot your own ship. Don't recommend that. So I imagine they probably realised that, given this is the Mark II, they've probably gone, that's a bit of a design flaw. I think we'll engineer that one out.
And to do all the tests that we do usually to get those hard points in really early in the process, and then
Okay, so they do some testing nowadays. Apparently, that's something that's been invented since the 90s. Testing. Well, a good idea actually. Testing things before they go out. Smart thinking.
Curtis and his team will test that out and make sure that they feed back to us on what's working and what isn't working.
Yeah.
So a little bit easier just in terms of the fact that there's more space. So
I
you're
wonder
not
where the hard
having
points
to
actually are then.
fit them into thin wings or anything like that.
Yeah.
The bulk of it definitely helped, but it was the usual process and back and forth to refine where they actually ended up.
Perfect. All right then. So let's move on to optional internals.
Ooh, okay, here we go.
So for this one, we've got one size 1,
Mm-hmm.
one size 2,
Terran Connor says, I used to load my original Panther Clipper with shield boosters and watch everything about. So yeah, see, that was the thing. Is on the original Panther Clipper, it was such a big ship, and it's the way shields worked in that game was that every shield generator you bought kind of incrementally increased the shields by a certain amount, and as a result, beyond a certain number of shield generators, you effectively became invulnerable because there was nothing in the game that could cause enough damage to deplete your shields faster than they could recharge, including ramming space stations and planet surfaces and anything basically. So you could effectively become invulnerable beyond a certain point, which is good fun. So hang on, I think I just interrupted him when he was talking about the internals. So let's just get that back.
One size 2.
One size 2.
Size 4.
Size 4
for your booster or whatever.
Yep.
2 size 5s.
Nice.
3 size 6. 2 size 7 and 2 size 8.
Nice. Okay.
It doesn't sound super generous.
We'll talk.
I'd expect something that big to have like 4 size 8s. I don't know. I mean, I suppose how much of the interior of the ship is taken up with mechanical things? I don't know. So the size 8s are special. Oh, the big surprise is coming. So there's a big
Talk about
surprise.
those. Yes, you may have picked up on that chat. We'll talk about those just in a second. But first, let's just go over the core internals as well.
Yep. So again, it's a big ship, so it needs a lot of power, and it needs a basically big everything.
Yes.
Makes sense.
So
Makes sense.
size 8 power plant, same for thrusters. Size
Size
7 FSD. Life support and sensors are only a size 5 because it's traded, doesn't really need them as much. And then power distributor and fuel tank are also a size 7. So overall, a pretty beefy ship.
It's going to be quite
So I think that
expensive to
makes
upgrade.
sense for the size of this one.
Yeah,
It is
and
big,
That also
so,
explains
yep.
why it weighs so much.
Yes.
Size 6 roof
All
rack.
right. So the Panther Clipper Mark II, as you just sort of hinted at, is actually the first ship we've made in Elite Dangerous to introduce a new module slot recently. So can you tell us a bit more about that?
What's this
Yeah, so players that fly ships with the military slots will be somewhat familiar with what we've done here. And what the Panther has is it has 2 slots that are specifically designed to only take specific modules, kind of like the military slots. But in this case, instead of it being military gear, it is basically storage modules. So specifically, this will be cargo racks and fuel tanks. But along with this, and this is the bit that's more unique to this slot than to stuff like the military slot, is there are specific modules that will only fit in these slots. So only the Panther can have them.
Oh,
and that is specifically a size 8 and a size 7 on the Panther. And there are 2 new modules, size 7 and 8, of a optimized cargo rack that has an increased capacity, so you can fit.
Well, that's quite nice. Okay, I like it again. So it's got some special refined cargo racks, presumably that are automated and slot things in an efficient way. Okay, that sounds quite good.
More cargo on the ship.
Okay. Are you willing to give us any numbers in terms of?
So it's a 50% increase.
Yeah.
So
See, that
you
doesn't
can
sound high
do the math.
Yeah,
But it's a
fair
50% increase on the size 7 and the size 8 standard cargo.
So it's gonna transfer a lot. Basically.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, so a new unique module is something that we're excited to keep advancing with these ships and seeing what we can do with them. And this is us again testing those waters and seeing as you
That's quite nice.
look at
It's
all
got some unique
the
features
sort of
though.
plethora
Makes it
of
worth
elite
having, doesn't
dangerous
it?
ships we have right now, and you're trying to pick out spaces where there is opportunity to advance a certain area, right? And this kind of thing will help us do that, right?
Exactly. It gives us a lot more tools or a lot of like different arrows in our quiver to make ships unique going forward, so that we can really make sure that we're not just like producing the same ship but with a slightly different skin.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I wonder if they are for future ships, which is encouraging. They're still talking about future ships, which is good. All future ships are going to have some unique element, or maybe some modules that are unique to that ship that the other ships can't carry for whatever reason, particularly the bigger ones, I suppose. Oh yeah, I mean it'd be nice if there was some Explorer unique stuff that nobody else could have. Like, I mean, what would we want on an Explorer ship? It would just be space for a bigger Guardian booster or just a bigger hyperdrive, wouldn't it? A ship that was optimized for jump range, or a ship that was optimized, because it's not always jump range, but what else would you want on an exploration ship? I'd want, maybe exploration ship would have customized modules that didn't take up so much space for things like limpets and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. Interesting idea.
So I think on that, I guess, just to wrap all this up into one main question about trade, I think to summarize, Curtis, what makes this ship so good at trade? It is that capacity, right, as well as some other bits.
It all comes down to
Space.
how much it can carry and
makes
what
sense.
you can do with the ship while carrying that amount. And it's it's well armed, it's well equipped, and it can.
It's going to be
haul as
frighteningly
much as you
expensive,
want.
right?
Perfect. All right. So obviously, as you mentioned earlier, this is a trade ship. Quite a lot of
Well,
the time,
there's
if you are
more
trading,
to
you're
be.
probably going to come across some not so polite commanders who maybe want to destroy your ship. So
Yeah.
how does the Panther Clipper fare in combat at the minute?
Okay, interesting question.
So as I'm sure people are guessing and looking at with the additional hard points and everything, it fares fairly well. Again, it's probably not gonna take out many pirates, especially not the ones that are coming properly well equipped. But I would be worried going. I would not casually go up to
Sure.
a Panther Clipper and start fighting it. I would prepare for that assault.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of the point. It's a trader. It's not a combat vessel, but
It's gonna defend
because of
itself
how
well.
much it's trading, it needs to be able to defend itself, and that's what we've tried to provide here.
Perfect. All right then. So, as always, our commanders, we tell our commanders, this is a trade ship, this is a combat ship, and then you guys will go away and do something completely different with it. So we thought we'd give you just a tiny bit of a head start. Curtis, is there any other use cases for this ship that you can think of off the top of your head?
So I fully expect to see this thing exploring, even though it's not supposed to.
Yeah, of course.
And
Well,
I expect it
that's
to
a given.
dominate conflict zones, even though it's
We're
never
chucking
done
it
that in
into space.
testing. But I think the thing I would expect players to find quite useful about it is while it's going to be a bit awkward to maneuver and fit in for doing stuff like core mining, just by virtue of the fact that it's got a lot of hard points, a lot of power, and a lot of space, I could see this being a really good laser miner for players.
Okay, I can see it being.
Well, I'm sure we'll know within a few weeks of release exactly what else
yeah.
the Panther Clipper is great at, which is good. All right, so another thing in the Panther Clipper Mark II is the new bridge. I think you alluded to it last time you were on the show.
New
Just
bridge.
tell us a bit, I guess, Chris, first from your point of view, what was the visual sort of process and how did you think about that as you were going about creating it?
Yeah, so it's a big ship and it needed a big bridge, basically. So we felt that it was worth making something bespoke for this one. And we really wanted to evoke the look of the older ship where there's a strip of windows. And so we wanted that long kind of feel and that view out of the front. So we paid a lot of attention to where the seating was going to be placed on the ship. So we've got the main pilot's position in the center at the front, and then we've got the three other crew arrayed at the back, and there's some nice views that can be taken of the crew.
Okay,
And
so
nice compositions.
It's got a wide bridge and the seats
that,
are back.
If you're so minded, we'll give you some good screenshots there as well. And from a visual point of view, we kind of wanted to just make it fit with the outside. So it's chunky and industrial, but not too chunky and industrial. There's a little bit of finesse to the way it's put together.
It's got some curves.
But yeah,
I quite like
and
that.
those 4 seats, I think, will hopefully come in useful when the crew have to defend themselves.
Yeah, Curtis, do you want to expand a bit on that?
Yeah, so as you say, there's 4 seats if you include the pilot. So you've got 1 seat for the pilot.
Oh,
one
so it has
seat
got a
for
fighter
the
bay as
gunner
well.
and all of those turrets.
Surprise, surprise. I mean, it needs one, doesn't it?
And this will also be our first, in the line of new ships at least, ship with a fighter bay, which
Lovely.
means you can have 2 of your
Okay, 2
fellow
fighter bays.
crew members
Nice.
and fighters helping you fend off those nasty pirates after all of your glorious cargo.
Lovely. So there is basically plenty of, things to do for everyone on board.
Yep.
All right. So one of the last things we like to talk about every time when we talk about these new ships is the cosmetics and some of the ways that you can make the ship your own. So as always, we've got the standard version of the ship, and Chris, we've also got the stellar version this time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the fun parts of designing the ships was once we're done with the main concepting, there's then a process where we then start to add bits for the ship kits and design all the different paint jobs and liveries for that.
Put
so
your
in this
spoilers on
case, obviously there'll be a range to come over time.
So that's
but,
actually that's a good
day
point.
one,
Actually,
you'll be-
are there any other ships? I don't even know this. Are there any other ships that can manage 2 fighters? It would be nice if it could have a big ship on board. Okay, so there aren't. So this is the first time we've ever had 2 ship-launched fighters at one go. Nice. Or the Viper. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice if you could sneak a Sidewinder in or something, or a Cobra in the back? I mean, you'd have thought it'd be big enough to do that. Quite nice screenshots there.
We'll be able to choose between the standard version and then the seller version, which comes with a nice black and gold livery, which we think was rather smart.
Yep.
And also a set of kit pieces, 6 I think, which you can then configure to
Look, it's got a thing on
change
the
the
pointy
shape
thing
of
on
the
the front, like the original. That's quite nice. I don't like these. It's silly pointy slats on spaceships. I mean, it's just wrong. Oh no, it is normal to have 2 fighters. Okay, but you can't launch 2 at a time. So every ship can launch 2. Okay, yeah, that's not so much a spoiler. That looks more like a kind of brace bar. Do you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the what's the ship in Wrath of Khan, the Star Trek, not the Enterprise, the other one. Defiant? No, Reliant. The Reliant. Wrath of Khan. That's it. It reminds me of that crossbeam a bit. That kind of does actually suit it a little bit. Looks like a boombox at it does. Just push it up a bit further. But I do like this on the front here. Miranda class, that's right. I do like this on the front. This offset, whatever it is, it's an aerial or pointy thing, because that's harking right back to the original ship. I wonder if I can find a picture of it. That I like, because that's showing that someone looked at the original lore, which is nice. We appreciate that. Where is it? There it is. Look, you can sort of see it in this picture here. It's got this weirdly offset gun, and you can see actually what we were talking about, the cockpit styling on that ship. And the turning engines and things. It's a good homage. I think. I think that's quite good. Yeah, pitot tubes you'd have on an airplane maybe, but they were offset in a funny way on the original ship. So that is actually quite nice. I quite like that as part of a ship kit. That's actually quite thoughtful.
Hull to make the ship look the way you want it to look. And
Not sure about the gold livery, but
seeing which bits people choose, and the different configurations that people can come up with and the different combos with the different paint jobs. So yeah, looking forward to seeing
actually looking at that there, it's quite Thunderbird 2 now again, even more so, isn't it, with the handle at the back.
Very nice. And we are also working on a Owners Club decal as well, which is going to be available for commanders, and we'll give you some more information on that at a later date.
There is I've just spotted a grammar error though.
We're also working
on a GB has
Owners
as well.
Club decal as well, which...
Where's the apostrophe? Now, some of you may be thinking, hang on a minute, where's the apostrophe supposed to go? Owners Club. So there's supposed to be an apostrophe right there. You did spot it. Excellent. Where's the apostrophe, Frontier? The grammar Nazi strikes again. Panther Clipper Owners Club. Yes, there's supposed to be an apostrophe. There's a missing apostrophe already. We need to send that in as a bug report, I think, immediately.
Is going to be available for commanders, and we'll give you some more information on that at a later date.
My other ship is a Panther Clipper. We break for nobody.
I think it's on the Stellar edition. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Stellar. I wonder what they were saying. Totally unplayable. Right to the Times about it. Disgusted at Tunbridge Wells. Trouble is, I'm no longer anywhere near Tunbridge Wells, so I don't think that's going to work. It's a Stellar edition. I wonder what they were saying. You sort of mumbled it was a Stellar edition. What edition? Stellar. It's a Stellar edition. That's the one. That's the one you use for transporting cheap beer. Or lager. It's a lager, mate. It's a Stellar. You got a Panther Clipper? Yeah. Transporting lager with it, mate. Loads of lager. Lager. Shout. Lager. Oh, Stella, not Stella. Okay, right. No, it would look good in Panther Clipper doing beer runs. I wonder if it eastbound and down. That's right. Transporting cores across the border.
The sort of, I don't know how to describe it. There is a part on the front of the ship that is very reminiscent of the original Panther Clipper,
Oh,
right?
he's
That
actually
has made
pointed
its
out.
way.
I think the word you're looking for is prong.
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 Okay.
They call it a prong.
So yeah, we as we've discussed, we were trying to harken back to the original
Yeah.
design as much as possible.
There's somebody in the frontier who still looks at the old games. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm so happy now. I'm just going to play that again because that was good news. Oh dear. Let's go back. I'll go watch that again. That was good. That was
Made its
good.
way.
I think the word you're looking for
Rejoice.
is prong.
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 Okay.
The prong.
So yeah, we as we've discussed, we were trying to harken back to the original
Good
design as
man.
much as possible.
Good
And
man.
the original design does have a prong
A prong.
that's asymmetrical.
Yes,
on
yes,
one side
exactly
of the
right.
ship. And we toyed with the idea of including that on the base.
Yeah.
And I do like what it does to the ship, and it does add that little extra callback to the original one. But we
Yeah.
decided to have that as an optional element.
Oh,
so
I
you
might have
can
to get that.
choose whether or not you want to have that or any of the other kit pieces on your ship.
Perfect, makes sense. So obviously the Panther Clipper Mark II is a legendary ship. It's something that you guys have wanted for a long time, and I'm happy to say that it's going to be coming into Elite Dangerous in ARC's early access on the 22nd of July, and you actually won't have to wait too much longer for the Vanguard's update, which will be arriving in early August. So if you did want to find out more about the Vanguard's update, make sure to check out last month's Unlocked. But until then, I'll hand back to Sam and Rich in the studio.
Right, so hang on, but before we go to Sam and Rich, who we've just identified as the guys at the beginning of the show, who are those guys? I need to follow this guy on Twitter if he's online and give him a thumbs up. Who are the two guys on the couch? Somebody knows. Somebody knows. Who are the two guys on the couch? Oh, was there a surprise feature as well? Did I miss something? Hand back to Lionel Richard. Designer and art director. Oh, let's go back and find out. I've got to find what were their names before we just go back to whatever Zach is about to say. Here they go.
Job of it, as you'll see later.
Yes, I mean, this is one of the, if not the largest ship we've ever put in.
So those concept images,
I know that.
2 whole months since.
Hi, I'm Curtis. I'm one of the designers on the game.
Curtis.
I'm Chris.
Chris.
And I'm the art director on the game.
Chris, art director for Elite Dangerous. Oh, I need to look him up. I need to remember that. I'm going to write that down. In fact, Chris, art director. I'm going to send him a tweet saying, "Good man." I'm going to play that bit again because I'm so happy about it.
I think it's on the Stellar Edition. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might be on the base. The sort of, I don't know how to describe it. There is a part on the front of the ship that is very reminiscent of the original Panther Clipper, right? That has made its way.
I think the word you're looking for is prong.
Prong. Okay.
So yeah, we as we've discussed, we were trying to harken back to the original design as much as possible, and the original design does have a prong that's asymmetrical.
Yes, this is so cool.
And we toyed with the idea of including that on the base.
Yeah.
And I do like what it does to the ship, and it does add that little extra callback to the original one. But we decided to have that as an optional element, so you can choose whether or not you want to have that. Or
That's
any
quite
of
a
the
nice
other
idea
pieces
because
on
some
the
people
ship.
won't
Perfect,
like
makes sense.
asymmetric stuff, and some people will because it's retro. So I think that's quite nice. Anyway, back to the studio.
Obviously, the Panther Clipper Mark II is a legendary ship. It's something that you guys...
Well, actually, the Panther Clipper Mark II isn't a legendary ship. The Panther Clipper is a legendary ship. The Panther Clipper Mark II hasn't even out yet, so it can't be legendary yet. Right? It can be much anticipated. It can be much hyped. It can be kind of much desired, but I don't think it can be legendary yet. So
have wanted for a long time, and I'm happy to say that it's going to be coming into Elite Dangerous in ARC's early access on the 22nd of July.
So we can have it if we pay monies for it. It's pre-legendary. Well, until it's viable, it could be a legend. I suppose it could be a legend in the sense that, is it true? It's going to be a legendary ship of legendary legends. It will be legendary after a while, I'm sure. Trust the author to be a grammar pen. That's not grammar. That's good. That's good writing. Get it correct.
And you actually won't have to wait too much longer for the Vanguards update, which will be arriving in early August.
forgot
So
what Vanguard's
if you did want
update
to
was
find
about.
out more about the Vanguards update, make sure to check out last month's Unlocked. But until then, I'll hand back to Sam and Rich in the studio.
Sam and Rich. Oh, hello, Doggers. What's up? I think Doggers may need to go outside. Give me a moment. I shall be back. Where's my pause button gone? I've lost it. Be right back. Right, we're back again. That one. I heard that comment there. Ugly spirit. Who's of an age where he's more likely to the toilet break? Look, I resemble that remark. The dog is the excuse. We have. No, it's not. I have taken the dog outside. The dog is now #wife, so that's good. So yes, we literally we have dumped the bio waste, and all is well aboard ship again. So that's good. So Vanguards. Okay, so Vanguards is the second attempt at Squadrons, right? It's only an hour and 16 into the stream. Alas, for debut, yes, it is. I'm afraid. So it's time to pause the stream. Very good, very good. Dear. No, we're all good. Right. Did everyone get the free Thargoid hologram? I don't know. Was I supposed to get one? I haven't checked that out. Anyway, let's finish off this. Feels longer than that. What do you say? I'm hurt. I'm going to close my window now because it's getting cold. It's like an airlock, this thing. Oh, there we go. You know that bit? You know that bit in which film is it? 2010 Space, not Space Odyssey. 2010, the second one. Where the lady engages the drive units by going ka-chunk, 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 like that. That's how my windows work. The year we made contact, yes, back in 2010, 15 years ago. See, the future is just not as good as it should have been. Helen, it was, you're right. Empire, but yes, it was Helen Mirren, wasn't it? Unusually to see her in a sci-fi show, but she made quite a good Russian lady, actually. Anyway, right, let's finish off what Zach was talking about. Oh no, it's
There
not
you
Zach.
go.
It's
Very
what are their names again? Was it Colin and Sam? It was definitely Sam. Anyway,
exciting, hey?
It's a big boy, isn't it?
it was exciting. Is it awesome? Oh, Rich. Sorry, Rich and Sam.
That's
Good
very, very
grief.
big. Yeah, yeah. Lovely stuff, though. Awesome.
Awesome.
Also, we've also got the winner of our giveaway. Congratulations
that
to
seems to
Commander
be-
Zim. Well done, well done, well done. Make sure
Oh.
to reach out and we can get you all of those cool things over to you. But yes, congratulations.
All right, hang on, I've got to do this. I am in a funny mood tonight.
Everything is cool when you're part of a team. Everything is awesome.
Right, let's stop that. I actually quite like that tune. But Please Spirit says, I never would have thought it. I miss her. Bring it back. Well, I mean, these two are due. I mean, I haven't seen either of them before, so
Again. And yes.
so we'll see how they do. We'll see how they do.
The show. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Just a reminder that if you have missed anything or you haven't seen the show, please check us out on YouTube. That we will be
I'm
able
watching you on
to
Twitch,
watch
my
this,
dear.
later on. So yeah, thank you so much, you guys.
That is it from us, but we will be back on Wednesday the 30th of July at 6 o'clock UK time. So we will see you then.
Lovely stuff. See you guys then. Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
At least they're not kind of overness too much, you know. I mean, I haven't watched the whole of the dinosaur bit because I'm not really all that interested in dinosaurs. I mean, I like dinosaurs. Don't get me wrong, dinosaurs are cool, but I don't really want to play games with dinosaurs, if that makes sense. In fact, the last time I played a game with dinosaurs was about 20 years ago with my eldest son. And you won't thank me for saying this, but that's what dads do. They embarrass their sons because my eldest son, he must have been about 2.5, 3, and we'd bought him a toy dinosaur, as you do, because you're a responsible parent. And I said, well, he says, you've got the T-Rex and I've got the Triceratops. And the T-Rex is supposed to eat the Triceratops. And it's supposed to have a big battle. And I said, that's how it works. Now, being only 2.5, my son didn't understand the rules. As far as he was concerned, his dinosaur was better than mine. So he just went, bang! That was it. My dinosaur was dead. So ever since then, whenever we're having a disagreement about something, I always say, yeah, but you cheated dinosaurs. Anyway, that's completely nothing to do with stuff. Orkney Sean says, oh, so this is Sam's. Oh, hang on. Okay, so well done. She's far too hip for ED. Is she too cool for ED? Is that what it is? So this is the third Frontier. Actually, I haven't been watching the Frontier Unlock, so that's okay. It's the third one she's done. She can't be more than 25. What does she know about elites? You can't say things like that anymore, Orkney Sean. We're not allowed to say things like that. Dear. I've been reliably informed that such things are now no longer allowed. Don't know why, but they're just not. Okay. Yeah. I mean, there are plenty of. I don't know what's it. I mean, I imagine the demographic. I mean, it's a slightly serious question. I imagine. Oh, I've got the dog back. Hello. Hello. What are you doing down there? Oh, imagine the demographic. Are you all right? All right. Just because you're not getting attention all the time. Cheeky dogs. Oh dear. Oh, come up here. Say hello to the crew then. Come on. Come here. Come on. Up you come. You got to say hello again. If you're going to make noises like that, you're going to have to say hello. Here's Doggers again. This is my subwoofer is back. Look at the bright. pointy light up there. Hey, there you go. Look, up there. See, what's this? What's that? See? Oh, I know you are gorgeous. Yes, and you're much bigger than you were a little while ago, and you want to get down again. Okay then. You want to play? I can't play at the moment because I'm streaming. That's how it works. Yeah, and you beat me up already once today. So count yourself lucky, Doris. She is getting big. She's getting big. So Woody Mute says, I suspect she's old and just reads the show notes beforehand during the run through. It's clearly scripted and rehearsed. Well, I suppose it has to be nowadays. At least she doesn't say something that puts her in trouble like after. You see, well, I quite liked Arf getting into trouble because he had to sort of wriggle out on the spot. That was quite good. HR have me on speed dial. But yeah, trouble is sometimes Arf was faking his misbehaviour, wasn't he? So yeah. I know. Yeah, she's got a lovely star on her chest, actually. Douglas, that is. Not Sam. I couldn't possibly comment. Arf did seem a bit more off the cuffs. It's funny what you miss, isn't it? You see, we didn't know what we had until we lost him, but there we go. Douglas has actually just had a bonio, so yeah, she's doing well. But no, I think Arf was trying to be a bit too clever sometimes. Sometimes he managed, but sometimes he didn't. But anyway, we welcome Sam and is it Rich to the wonderful world of Frontier Lock streaming, and well, wish them well. And Zach is still a familiar face. He's about the only familiar face left. Yes, Arf was trying. So a lot unkindly, but quite funny. Nobody has ever been as good as Ed. No, Ed was the man. Ed was definitely the best. What they call them back in the day, community managers. Presumably, I don't think they're called community managers. They're now called brand managers, which sounds much more exotic, doesn't it? It's not just seeing how awesome it all is. Everything is awesome. We do. Why haven't we got a Jenny? We need a Jenny. That's what we need. Right. Okay. Well, that's Frontier. So anyway, the Panther Clipper. Yeah, Ed was natural, charismatic, and genuine enthusiasm. He did. Yeah, the good thing about Ed was he did actually play the game. He did read Galnet, and he tried to get involved. He didn't understand everything. He's a bit like me, really. He understood some stuff, but not all of it. So does this still class as the waffle part of the stream? It could be. There's been quite a lot of waffling tonight. I do apologise. So yeah, Panther Clipper does actually look quite good. It does look quite good. Now you've intrigued me by talk of Thargoid bobbleheads. Not that I really like bobbleheads, but would I have had one? How would I know if I've got a bobblehead? Did everybody get one, or was it just? I didn't watch the writing stream. So there might have been the odd spot. Oh, it's just free. So so how do I get a bobblehead? Because I think I ought to have one on the ship, given that I got murdered by the Thargoids last week. It almost seems appropriate that I ought to have it. I need to unlock it. Oh, and it's gone now. Oh. So I can't get it anymore. How I don't even know how to do it. It's on the livery, is it? Okay, so where do I do that? Livery, okay. Oh, gone since 1800 hours. Okay, so I can't get it anymore. Oh well, never mind. Is there anything free in bobbleheads? Cockpit says free. I haven't got any, have I? Oh, well, look, I've got some. I've got a Braben Expo one from 2017. I don't think I really want David Braben buzzing around on my dashboard, but there's a Cobra Mod 3 there, which is quite cool. I haven't got any arcs though. Okay, well we can buy an Anaconda. Okay. Coriolis Space Station. Where are those wireframey ones? Are they actually still in here at all? Oh, there they are. Okay, there's the Cobra one. I quite like that. I don't really like these bobbleheads, so I probably wouldn't have it on the dashboard very long. Okay, so it's gone anyway. So, okay, there we go. Well, okay, I've got half an hour. At this point in the stream, we're normally figuring out how to Okay. Oh, okay. So Amiga Mart says you would need to go to the store and buy it for no arcs. Yeah. Well, let's just do that for a laugh. Right, how do I do that? Let me go back to here. How do I? Was it the Frontier store? What's that? The Frontier official store. How do I log in? No, that's. I'm just doxing my email address here, but I am not a robot. I mean, oh, there we go. Is that right? Well, technically, that's not a bicycle. That's a motorbike, but I've never failed a capture. I always think that's loads of spam on the way. That doesn't really matter because that's my Gmail account. Yeah, Drew's password is 8 stars. That's correct. Okay, so what do I do? DLC. There we go. What? Yeah. Okay. So Elite Dangerous. What do I look for? Nameplates. Oh, cockpit customization. There we go. Okay, so is it in here somewhere? This one. A Thargoid bobblehead. So that one's not free. Was it the? It was the wireframe one, wasn't it? Where's that then? Oh, look at the sale tab. Where's that? Oh, sale. Right. Yep. Lots of really ghastly paint jobs. I don't think I've ever bought anything through here. All the paint jobs I've ever got is. Oh, I am too late, am I? Is it definitely gone? Oh, well, that's right. I don't see it here on the list. That's not too bad. It's just, yeah, there's no. Oh, you can still buy one for ARCs if I wanted to. Is there no search mechanism in this? Because this is just a really inefficient way of scrolling down stuff. Not that I really want a thingy anyway, but. I mean, actually, I'm like 1/4 of the way down the page. I'll just type Thargoid. Search. That work? There we go. Doesn't seem to show up anything there. Oh, actually, well, okay. Well, don't worry about that. It's almost as if they want you to look at stuff before getting what you want. I'm quite actually okay. Let's have a look at system colonization. What can we do with port customization now? Okay, so we can have a blue starport, a yellow Coriolis station on the yellow Ocellus one, a silver blue base starport. Is there anything for stuff on the ground yet? Oh, that's Spaceborne outpost. Is there anything for stuff on the ground? Why am I not logged in? Log me in. I thought I logged in. Oh, for fucking sakes. That one actually genuinely is a bicycle. What? Okay, so now I'm logged in. So it's still showing the same thing. Okay, so different coloured star base. Is there anything for the ground stuff? We need. Oh God, yeah. That. So if is it? Look, we could. There's a red outpost. We could go back to the done system. Make it. There's no pink, but at least there's red. They're quite close. We definitely need. We need a. We prefer to have a pink one. Free bobblehead's name is Retro Thargoid Bobblehead. Okay. Retro Thargoid. How good is their search tool? Does it work? Oh, there it goes. No. So it doesn't even show up as a thing, does it? We did build a Coriolis. Yeah, we need a pink. So okay, so there aren't any ground ones either. Oh, that's this disappointment. They removed it from sale entirely. Oh well, never mind. Can't even see it then. It's left the store, so it was time limited. Oh, okay, so I missed it. See, I'm just not around often enough to see these things. That's my problem. Not that I really want it anyway. The one thing I did miss out on, which I should have got at the time, which I just didn't get round to doing, was the wireframe Cobra paint job. I should have got that, and my son's got it on one of his accounts, which I think I got for him because I got Ed to do it for him. But I forgot to do it for myself. I think the opportunity is now gone past. Anyway, never mind. It's gone. I've got a small amount of arcs, but obviously not enough to buy anything. But there we go. Oh well, never mind. Never mind. First time chat from mostly AWOL says hello to you. Good to see you as well. So at this point in the stream, we're normally finding a bar, aren't we? But we've got a few minutes. So what could we usefully do with ourselves for like 20 minutes of the stream remaining? We could actually be seeing the inside of the spaceship. There we go. I thought of ground paint skins as NDP, so I still need the hat. That is a good point. Okay, hang on. Okay, right. Identify. Let's just do that. Show me which is the skin. Let's go back to that a moment. Which is the skin that gives you the hat? So commanders. It's one of these, isn't it? Oh, these are all the guns. I presume I can't just buy the hat. Well, there's the plainsman there. Look, he's got a hat. I've got to log in again. Why is it unlogged me? On this. There's the plainsman equalizer. That kind of looks slightly like the sort of hat I would wear. It is that one. Okay, so it's the plainsman. You get a nice scarf as well. I like the pink. 15. How much is an arc? Well, suddenly my arcs has doubled. That's weird. More peacemaker. Yeah. Okay. So is that the only hat available? Are there any other hats? Select a model. No, I don't want the model. Commander customization. That's what I want. No, that's just glasses. Suit customization. There we go. Okay, so there's the Plainsman Equalizer pack. There's the Plainsman Peacekeeper pack. Both for the same price. Are they the only ones with hats? Log in again. There's the Drifter as well. Okay. Explorer, turncoats. There's lots of stuff here, isn't it? Ascendant chrome flight suit. You might be able to get the hat alone in the game customization. I don't know. Would that mean I'd have to buy the suit and then only apply the hat? Is that how it works? How does this hat work? That one actually looks better, I think. Although I quite like this guy on the left. So how does this work? Is it a space suit and then the hat sort of sits on top of the? Yeah, it is, isn't it? The hat sort of sits on top of the suit. So it's part of the helmet. It's got a fedora tagged on the top. Nice. So, okay, so that one's quite good. Then there's the Peacekeeper variety, which is this guy. So I think actually that one's better. You can try it in game. Oh, can I? Okay. Okay, so plainsman equals. But okay, let's remember that. How do I try it in game? Have I got to go down to the surface somewhere? Can I do it here in the space station if I disembark? I can. Okay, it's in loadouts. Okay, let's just wander into the space station then. I no need to disembark. Oh well. Okay, well I'm off now. I kind of want to stand in my test hat. I don't disembark. It's not just a hat; it's a heat radiator. Okay, so it's not loadouts. So sorry, yeah. In fact, to get to the loadouts, I need to be on the ship, don't I? Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, you're quite right. I'm not sure it's a fedora. It is. Was it an Aussie slouch hat? Right. So loadouts were down here. Loadouts. There we go. So do I need to make a new loadout? Manage loadouts. New loadout. Let's try a new one. Select the base suit. Just start with the flight suit. Suit cosmetics. Here we go. Okay, so this is what I currently look like. So, oh, these are the basic stuff that I've got, which are just colours. Oh, okay, here we go. So that doesn't seem to have it. Is it not a flight suit? Ah, there we go. Okay, so torso clothing. Or maybe just a helmet? No. By the way, Andy Pipkin says Distant Worlds 3 is gearing up. Website teaser pic posted last Monday. Ooh, okay. Okay, so it's a flight suit. Well, I can't do it to the flight suit. Okay, so I have to do it. Okay. So what I have to do it to an existing suit. Okay. Okay. So that's still only showing me the same stuff. Oh, okay. Different helmets. Oh, there we go. Oh, so I can have it with my existing suit. I wish it just had a clear. Not that you guys can see that very well because the chat's in the way. I wish it just had a proper. Oh no! Oh, there! Look, that's it. Peacekeeper. There we go. Peacekeeper helmet. There we are. Oh, so you can buy it with just a hat. Okay. Right, I think I need something. Okay, so there's a good hat there. So hang on, which one is that? That is the Drifter Helmet Olive. Oh, there's quite a few. Hang on. Let me just. Which one do you think looks best? Diplomat helmet yellow. Yellow? Why is it as yellow? So there's diplomat. Drifter helmet olive. Seems to be, or I can get a diplomat helmet sage. Both of those seem to do the job. Or diplomat helmet yellow. So that's why it says yellow, because they're not yellow, aren't they? But anyway, there's a there we go. There's an equalizer helmet. There's a sort of grey one there. Okay, so that's quite nice. Okay, so if I got the Drifter helmet one. Okay, so any of the plainsman ones. Okay, so what would I look like with the? So I can't. Just, so that's all a bit heavy duty for me. I want something a little bit more cash. This is the problem with, so you can't mix and match these things, can you? These are very heavy. I'd rather wear something like that. Not maybe yellow actually. That's more my kind of thing. But I'd have to buy a bunch of stuff, won't I? It says aim here. Such a bad boy. Why can't I have a nice... What I really want is a nice long sort of leather jacket. That's what you need when you're an Elite Dangerous Commander. See, I don't want all this sleep. What's the matter with fashion in the 34th century? It's not very stylish, is it? There's a nice leather jacket. There isn't a nice dark black leather jacket. Trench coat, that's what I want. A trench coat in space. Is there such a thing? See, these are all a bit... I want a dark one. Why can't I want one like that, but I want it in black. Why can't I have that one in black? See? Black goes with everything. No, there's nothing there, is there? That's... No. Not... These pair of Crocs. Yeah, the Jake Bullet look. That's exactly what I want. I want to be in charge of traffic patrol. Okay. So if I get the drifter thing, what do I get? Desperado. See, the Desperado's not bad. That's that one there. Oh. You know, that reminds me. Well, that's Red Dwarf as well, isn't it? Just like last time we met, I was in a red suit with gold spangles. This time, I'm in a completely different red suit with completely different gold spangles. So there's a white one. Why can't there be a black one? I suppose I could, if I go for quest, I just choose my base colour of my suit. Can I do that? I haven't even got that. They're not very generous on these things, are they? So if you want a black one, okay. So if you buy a suit, you get 6 hats, 3 with a covered face and 3 with an uncovered face. The thing about space, right? Basic space colour. I just thought they'd give you Peacekeeper suit synth. Oh, he's got a red flash on there. Well, I mean, it doesn't give you much at all. Who would want a bright green glowy suit? I mean, it's just wrong. Okay, so that's torso. What about legs? That's just Desperado legs rust. Desperado legs rust. That sounds like a what 3 words location to me. The Saber Rider had a space hat. Kind of just... That's not bad. I just want the... Oh, okay, Outlander legs... Hang on, there we go. Outlander legs graphite. That looks alright. What does that come with? Okay, Outlander legs. What does the torso for Outlander look like? Oh, it doesn't show up. Why is it not? I don't understand how this works. Oh, there we go. Oh no, okay. So that's the rust top, and you can have the rusty legs. So if I got the Outlanders, you still get to grips with the alphabet. You will get a jacket. Okay. So I could do that. Suit customer. Yeah. Okay. So that would give me my kind of my look and feel, and then I want the hat to go with it. Would that work? So I need to buy Outlanders for the suits and one of the peacekeepers. Yeah. Whoever designed this has never see. I want to try what they look like together. I just want to say, okay, just make me look like that for now, and then I want to go back and add the legs to it as well. Outlander legs should be a tartan. Yeah, they should. Highlander, the height of the Canadian. Why can't I just preview it here? I mean, I'm not running around enjoying it. Why can't I just pin the clothes on him now, then mix and match and go, yeah, I want that, please. Flexible. Why you can't just choose some basic colours? I don't know, but anyway. The jackets are way too bright for my liking. I'm too much. I like the legs though. The legs were good. So that's me. Look at those renegade legs, black. That looks good. Just needs a nice big coat. Because buying arcs. Oh, and I could ask whether they can do kilts. Ah dear. Anyway, never mind. So okay, well I'll give that a bit of thought. And see if I can customise my commander maybe a bit. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, right. Anybody who is here, not that we've done anything at all in Elite Dangerous this evening, other than watch Frontier Unlocked, which you guys have already watched. So you've spent the stream watching somebody else watch something that you've already watched. And that's quality entertainment for you. Now I can join the village people. Although we got a picture of Edmund Marn, whatever his name is. There's another guy who can't pronounce his surname properly. It was like deja vu all over again. Well, there's a little bit of graffiti. Trusted Marn, look at that. It's quite sweet. Although he's got his picture everywhere. Hangar 20 Imagine Wagers. A bit of graffiti. I should really be in here and tie that up. Well, at least they got rid of the rubbish. That's good. Obviously in Magi Wagers is an alliance space. Probably nobody here because why would anybody be here? Anyway, let's go have a look. Oh, well, Captain Rex, Commander Rexless here. Good to see you, sir. Yay, at least one person's here. All of this has happened before. All of this will happen again. Does that mean I've got to have... Yeah, I've got Mahan things, haven't I? At least one of them, anyway. Looks like it's just me and Braxler Redacted having a party this evening, but hey, there we go. That's all right. That's all right. Because we haven't done anything in game at all, so that's kind of okay. So we've become an alliance station. It's got nothing to do with me. So we have become an entirely alliance. Yeah, look, we've got an alliance decal on the floor. Oh, that's you, Cyber Army. Okay. Yeah, so we've been taken over by the alliance, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it's quite nice to see that we've got a bit of an alliance flavour going on. Oh, it's Commander Biff Boy has just turned up as well. Yay! We have a few of us in the bar. Excellent. Good to see you. No 7 to you, Commander. So, to the bar. Anyway, let's wander out the front of the spaceship. So at least Magi Wagers is still operational.
How would you like to earn some credits?
To earn some credits, mate. Yep. So everything's looking good. Now we've got holograms of Marn on the wall and everything. Why aren't you flying one already? Advert for the Cobra Mark III. Wow.
It was good catching up. Bye.
Oh, that was nice Mandalay. Well, there was advert up there. Premium coffee. Let's just see if it spins around again. That was quite good. Andy P is here as well. Come on, give us the Mandalay advert back in. It's a bit of interference on those displays, isn't it? Doing a bit of a dance. Oh, Top Shot's arrived as well. Oh, Top Shot's got the hat. Got the hat. She looks quite good, doesn't it? Give us a spin, Top Shot. That's it. Oh, the hat folds away and disappears when you open your helmet. That's quite neat.
Hey, you're only good at getting into places you aren't meant to be.
Very cool. Yeah, that looks alright actually. Yeah, I like that. Nice. Nobody in the green Deglo outfit. So where does the hat go? Can you do that? Do that again. Doctor, where does the hat go? Oh, it just sort of materializes. That's weird. I can't do that with my hat. So it's a Remlock Survivor mask with a fedora attachment. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. I quite like that. It folds into the sunglasses. It does look like. Oh yeah, it does. Where do the sunglasses go? That's a good point. Yeah, look, the sunglasses disappeared. Did that again, Top Shot.
Kinematic Armaments has been giving private citizens and security forces the tools
The sunglasses appear.
so whatever the galaxy throws at you, with kinematic at your side, ready for anything. Kinematic Armaments.
That's pretty clever. Okay. So does that mean that the Rimlock mask is also correcting your vision when your sunglasses disappear? Because, you know, it's nanite tech. It's very, very effective. The shades should be on all the time, really, shouldn't they? Because, yeah. Ah, dear. I shouldn't have made too much fun. It must be very hard to code that kind of stuff. Oh, let's come on the big boys work and see you. Right, anyway, so... right, my friends. Well, that was not a huge amount that we did in Elite Dangerous this evening, for which I apologise once and once only. But it was good fun and Frontier Unlocked. We learned a bit about the Panther Clipper too, and so thanks to Zach, thanks to Chris, and whoever the other guy was. Talking about the Panther Clipper. Thanks to Rich and Sam. I think I've got that right. For hosting Frontier Unlocked and giving us something to laugh about, and go and find yourself some retro sweets.
I'd like to earn some credits.
All that remains for me to do is to find us a streamer, maybe a bit down on their luck, who is streaming Elite Dangerous and needs a little bit of support from folks such as ours. And Wintermute is on the case. Commander Andrew, is that Andrew Johns? Andrew Johns. No, that doesn't work. Oh, Johnson. Didn't we do him before? Vaguely remember. Well, he's only got 11 viewers. So he'll do. Let's go and check him out. I'm going to check you everything, my friends.
Speaking of the command.
Right, so he's partnered already. Good for him. Something that I've never achieved because actually I've never tried. Anyway, I'm going to send you over there, my lovelies. Say hello to Commander Andrew Johnson for me, and 07 Commanders. See you soon.